Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about AI powered SEO with Claude Code. I know that it's been a while and I have not posted any videos. That's because mainly I'm trying to digest all the AI things that's happening, right? There's been a lot going on. If you are, on top of it, I'm pretty sure you will be like, there's Claude Code, there's Gemini, there's OpenAI launching bunch of updates in Codex. There's been a lot of leaks in terms of Claude Mythos, Claude Dream, and also Claude is going to be autonomous in terms of trying to one prompt applications. So there's a lot going on, right? Apart from the Claude leak that was recently announced, or that's going on the internet, there's a lot happening. My point is, I wanted to take a step back for the past few weeks just to digest everything, right? That's point number one. Point number two, I wanted to see like where we as professionals in terms of marketing and digital marketing, where do we find ourselves in this new AI world, right? That was my second, goal. And the third thing is, I wanted to reassure you, for everyone watching this video, for everyone subscribe to my channel, I want to tell you that we are safe, right? I can assure you that, because think about this: running an ad campaign in Google or LinkedIn or Facebook or Meta or Instagram or Reddit or whatever platform that you have is not a joke. It requires methodological thinking about, starting with who is your ideal customer, what do they like, what do they don't like, what does their key demographic, psychographic, and all the other graphic looks like, aligning that with the brand. The brand itself is super complicated. If you think about your own brand, it can be B2C, it can be B2B, it can be B2B to C, and what's the pain point that you're aligning, where they are in their buyer's journey, combine that with your ad creative and the format. It's a lot to handle for an AI. At the same time, I must warn you that AI is trying to handle a lot. But we as marketers, as digital marketers, as advertising specialists, or SEO specialists, or application development specialists, we're good. As long as you have a human touch, as long as you can know how to steer AI to make your life easier and to align the output of the AI or the thinking of AI, to align that with your brand and the pain points that you're trying to solve for your customers, you're fine. That's the goal I wanted to share after analyzing a bunch of videos, documents, press release, blogs, webinars, updates from Claude, updates from Gemini, attending conferences. That's my analysis. And in this video, I just want to start a new series. And this series is mainly going to focus on using AI to solve pain points. That's it. The goal here is to use AI to solve your pain point. Your pain point can be in SEO, it can be in advertising, it can be in content creation, it can be in creative creation, it can be your day-to-day management as a business, as an agency owner, as an employee, as a freelancer, as someone who is curious to learn about whatever it is. The goal here is to solve your pain point using AI. That's it. And I'm going to be going through a series of pain points. And I would welcome you to share your pain point in the comments, so that way I can pick on that, I can deep dive on it, and I want to practically try to solve it before I post a video, right? That's the goal. All right. Enough talking. Now I'm going to be sharing just a high level overview of AI powered SEO with Claude Code. And if time permits, I'm going to show you like how Claude Code works with an actual website, and see how that goes. Right. So the first thing is, you can see that the SEO problem is big, right? Search is still the king. Google owns 80% market share. Microsoft owns 20% market share. So it's a big deal. And 90% of the pages that gets created from is gets like zero traffic. I would say going forward, that will be even more. 95 because of the AI slop. It takes one prompt for you to create a blog in ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. So the bar keeps rising, and I'm going to be sharing some tactics in terms of how you can like make your output much more relevant for the brand. And then it takes like a lot of time, which is 3 to 6 months before any of the results that you can see in SEO. So it's time consuming. It's also you're competing with a lot of blogs out there and content out there. So that's the context, right? But then where does Claude Code comes in? Claude Code is an AI agentic platform by Anthropic that lives in your terminal. And think about it as like a senior developer who understands SEO, combine that with data analysis and content strategy. It can basically read and write content directly in your project, analyze your entire code base. It can connect with APIs, database, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Framer Motion, or whatever it is, right? Your CMS, Strapi, or Sanity, or whatever you think about it. It can connect with that, and then it can execute multiple SEO workflows autonomously, right? It's a very powerful tool, and if done right, it can definitely save your time, you as an SEO manager, right? You're the focus now. So there are a few ways to do that, and a couple of use cases I've personally done is technical SEO audit, right? You can basically diagnose crawl in minutes. Now, I'm gonna digress a bit. You can use Firecrawl to basically scan through your entire website content and extract it and feed that into Claude and then do a gap analysis. That's your technical SEO audit, right? You can use data for SEO API. And in my videos going forward, I'm going to be showing you how to use data for SEO to really automate your entire blog generation workflow. It's happening. I'll show you a proof, but you can do that. The second area is content strategy. You can connect your repo, or your repo is basically repository, or you can connect your Claude Code Gemini or Codex instance with Google Search Console and Google Analytics 4, pull live data, and then try to figure out which keywords can be ranked better, right? That's another one. On-page optimization, it's pretty easy. You paste a link of a blog, and then you ask your AI tool to write meta description and meta title and OG tags and maybe an FAQ and even like a TLDR. That's super easy. Competitive intelligence, it is big. Let's say you are an established brand and you know exactly which competitor is like on top of it. You can set some recurring task to keep a track of like which new products and services your brand is launching, publishing, and you can react on that. But AI is here to be proactive, not reactive. So super cool use cases, right? And then reporting and insights, again, AI tools are great with ingesting a lot of data and creating visualization. Fun fact, this entire slide deck is generated by AI, but what matters is solving a pain point, and I'm trying to solve your pain point. All right, technical SEO audit, I've already spoke about site crawl analysis. Schema markup, this sounds pretty weird for me when I started in SEO. Even I was like, what is schema markup? Like, that sounds weird. But you can actually solve this with AI. It can basically generate and validate like structured data and rich snippet. Like, for example, if you are a blog page, or if it's an article page, or if it's an author page, or if it's a brand page, schema markup will basically generate a code, and it will help tell search engines what type of page it is. That's it, right? Core web vitals, you can compress images, you can compress JavaScript, minify CSS, and try to make sure that your page loads fast. That's basically core web vitals. And indexation issues, super silly thing, trying to tone my language down, is sometimes people forget like, hey, I forgot to enable robot.txt to crawl my website. Or when you are launching a new WordPress site, there is a checkbox that says discourage search engines. That's a very dumb thing to do, right? So it can help you with that. Intelligent content strategy, again, you can create like topic cluster mapping, keyword opportunity analysis, content briefs, and content decay. If you are an established brand, content brief is a big deal because obviously you have multiple rounds of approval. You work for a larger organization, they want to do a research and then they want to pull all the data together, create a content brief, send that content brief to a content writer or content manager. The content manager approves it. Content manager then assigns that to a content writer. Content writer then writes it. Then it goes back to content manager. The content manager publish or approves it. They assign it to a webmaster or whatever they are called. Webmaster then publishes it. It's a big deal. I understand that entire automation, that entire workflow can be automated, right? That's a surprise. That's for another topic, for another day. But all I'm saying is content brief is still kind of a big deal for a B2B organization, and Claude Code or Gemini or Codex or any other model is here for you to save your life. All right, content decay detection. Nobody focuses on that, but it's essentially keeping a track of your Google Search Console, your keywords, and the pages that you're ranking, and trying to see the decline in your organic search positions and the decline in your impressions and clicks. That will create a gap analysis and determining which keywords and pages and content is declining. And then that's your content decay. You can then prioritize on them and refresh them. So that's your content decay. I'm gonna skip this slide, but one thing to keep in mind is that it can even create like few advanced things like readability improvements, like trying to structure your content in such a way that it's easier for your target audience to read, or trying to be more compliant from being more inclusive or adding an FAQ, hierarchy fixes, suggesting contextual link. This is super cool. You can actually extract out your entire Google Search Console data and all your links in a .md file, and every time you publish a blog post, you can tell your AI to make sure to add an internal link and spread it out in such a way that it's more contextual and it does not repeat, but it's also adding an internal link only from your brand and not from any external brand or your competitors. There's a lot to uncover there, but we can do it on a later day. Competitive intelligence, I mentioned about gap analysis. You can even reverse engineering their top performing pages. For this, the only small dependency is you need to have access to an SEO tool like SEMrush, Ahref, or I don't know. Those are the big ones I can think about. If you're a B2B brand, I'm pretty sure you have access to it. Just enter your competitor's domain name and sort it by top performing pages, and then pick the first one and try to reverse engineer like why it's performing well. And most likely it's the amount of keywords they rank for, why they rank for, and what structure the page follows and what content it is. I can absolutely guarantee you, once you reverse engineer that, you just need to add more. Don't try to follow the same. Look, I'm not trying to say that you need to copy, but try to follow the overall content theme that your competitor's ranking, but do something unique, like add an embedded audio description, add an infographic, add a video, add a FAQ, or add a tool, a calculator, or a widget that your competitor is missing out on. That's it. Backlinks, I'm not going to get into this. There's a big freaking market out there talking about backlinks. Honestly, ignore it. All right. AI automated reporting and insights. Yes, it can help with aggregation, creating like client ready report, actionable insights. This is all something that you already done with ChatGPT and Claude, but so I'm not going to get into it. Something that I think you should definitely start thinking about is identify a pain point and then create custom workflows for your site. And um, really, it's more about how can you automate that mundane process. Hey, every month at the end of the month, I have to send a client report, or I have to send a manager report, Jesus. um, so you can do that with AI tools, right? You can ingest a lot of data and you can basically summarize it. We can basically try to create a dedicated folder for that. You can use Obsidian and try to make it in such a way that every morning or at 8 a.m. on the 31st or 30th, I get a report in terms of all this data across all the campaigns, across all the initiatives, and that's client ready or manager ready, and it's ready to just copy paste and send it via email, right? So you can think about workflows. Workflows is a big deal. You have to think about it. Finally, this is statistics. I'm gonna skip it, but the key thing is using AI without a strategy. Everything that I just told you today, it's based on my experience working with hundreds of different use cases. I'm using the word use cases. I'm being very strategic over here. Yes, it is true. It works. And that's why this is a new series that I want to focus on using AI for marketing as a whole, AI for software development as a whole, AI for business as a whole, AI for humanity as a whole, right? That's my ultimate goal. I want to go through that food chain. My goal is to start small and then go all the way to the food chain up the ladder, and I want to tie this all back to human. I don't want to tie this to, like, you know profit and loss or P&L statement or margin or all the BS that corporate world is involved in. I want to tie this back to a human element, and that's why my last slide. And I'm being very careful about my words, about what I talk, about what I research, because I am passionate about everything that I share in my channel. But I'm passionate about the readers. I'm passionate about the viewers, and I want to make sure that it relates back to you, right? So that's the goal. And finally, I just want to say that this is a new series. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be based on practical experience. It's going to be based on real scenarios. If you want to learn more, if you want to watch more, and if you have any questions, subscribe to my channel, send me a message, comment on my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.